In the world of fifth-generation fighters, invisibility is the only armor that matters. But not all stealth is created equal.
Radar waves are the eyes of the enemy, traveling at the speed of light to bounce off metal and return a deadly signal.
The principle is simple. Deflect the wave away from the source, or absorb it entirely so nothing returns. The F-22 Raptor, America's crown jewel, was born from a doctrine of absolute invisibility and air dominance.
The Su-57 Felon, Russia's answer, prioritizes raw aggression and agility, treating stealth as a secondary layer of defense.
Every angle on the Raptor is calculated to deflect radar energy into empty space, away from the receiver.
The Felon uses a flattened fuselage for incredible lift, but this wide body presents a larger target for long-wave radars.
The Raptor is coated in classified radar-absorbent material POPTI, a chemical sponge that eats electromagnetic energy.
In contrast, the Su-57 has faced criticism for exposed rivets and panel gaps, which act as tiny reflectors for radar. Even the glass is engineered with a layer of indium tin oxide to prevent radar from seeing the pilot's helmet.
A fatal flaw in stealth. If radar can see the spinning fan blades of the engine, the aircraft lights up like a beacon. The Raptor uses S-ducts, physically bending the airflow to completely hide the engine face from frontal radar. The Su-57 relies on radar blockers, grids placed in front of the engine, a less effective solution than the S-duct.
Stealth isn't just frontal. The Raptor's 2D flat nozzles are designed to blend into the stealth profile from the rear. The Felon retains traditional round nozzles, excellent for thrust but acting as massive radar reflectors from behind.
Heat is the second enemy. The F-22's flat exhaust mixes hot air with cold ambient air rapidly to reduce its thermal footprint. The Su-57 runs hotter, its round engines are harder to mask, making it more vulnerable to heat-seeking missiles.
The radar cross-section erythrocyte of the F-22 is estimated to be the size of this marble, 0.0001 square meters.
The Su-57 to have an RCS 0.5 square meters, similar to a large.
In combat, this math is simple. The F-22 can see the Su-57 long before the Su-52 knows the F-22 is there.
To maintain stealth, weapons must be hidden. The Raptor's bays open and fire in seconds to minimize exposure. The Felon also carries internal weapons, but the channel between the engines can create a radar trap cavity. Often seen with external pylons, the Su-57 compromises its stealth for firepower, acting more like a Gen 4.5 fighter. The F-22's AESA radar is designed to be low probability of intercept. It sees without being seen. The Su-57 boasts side-facing cheek radars, giving it a wider field of view than the Raptor, theoretically helping in a dogfight.
Russia relies heavily on IRSTT, a passive eye that searches for heat without emitting radar.
Surprisingly, the F-22 lacks an infrared search sensor, relying entirely on its superior radar and data link. Super Cruise allows the Raptor to fly at Mach 1.8 without afterburners, saving fuel and reducing the heat signature. The Su-57 is fast, capable of Mach 2+, but sustained supersonic flight often requires the noisy and hot afterburners.
The Raptor achieves all-aspect stealth. It is hard to detect from the front, sides, and rear.
The Felon is optimized for frontal stealth, designed to charge the enemy head-on but vulnerable if flanked.
The Raptor is no slouch. Its 2D thrust vectoring gives it pitch control that defies gravity.
But the Su-57 is a physics-defying acrobat. 3D thrust vectoring allows it to yaw and roll in ways the F-22 cannot.
This reflects doctrine. The US wants to kill from a distance. Russia prepares for the knife fight that happens if stealth fails. Russia has claimed to use plasma stealth. Stealth is fragile. The F-22 requires hours of maintenance for every hour of flight to keep its skin perfect.
The Su-57 is built to operate from rougher fields with less logistical support, sacrificing some stealth for durability.
Quantity has a quality of its own. Over 180 Raptors exist, while the Su-57 fleet is still struggling to reach mass production.
The F-22's greatest weapon is its brain, gathering data from drones and satellites to see the battlefield clearly.
So what happens when they meet? Let's simulate a beyond visual range engagement.
At 100 miles, the F-22's passive sensors likely pick up the Su-57's electromagnetic emissions. The Raptor closes in, positioning itself for the perfect shot while remaining a ghost.
First shot. The missile is in the air before the Su-57's radar warning receiver even chirps.
This is where the Su-57 shines. Its agility gives it a chance to kinetically defeat the incoming missile. If the missile fails, they enter the merge, visual range combat. The stealth advantage evaporates. In a knife fight, the Su-57's helmet-mounted sight and extreme maneuverability make it a terrifying opponent.
The F-22 pilot must rely on energy management and power, avoiding the low-speed turning game where the Su-57 rules. The Felon's side radars allow it to guide missiles without pointing its nose directly at the target.
However, the Raptor's electronic warfare suite is generations ahead, capable of blinding the Felon sensors.
But modern war is not 1v1. The F-22 fights as a quarterback, directing drones and other assets.
The F-22 is one of the most expensive aircraft ever built. The Su-57 is cheaper, but sanction-hit production is slow.
The Raptor is currently receiving massive upgrades to keep its stealth relevant against new radar tech.
Russia is testing the new Izdeliye-30 engine, which finally brings serrated nozzles to improve rear stealth.
The Raptor patrols the borders of potential conflict zones, a silent deterrent that everyone knows is there. The F-22 has seen combat, primarily as a strike platform, proving its systems work in the real world. The Su-57 has reportedly been used in Ukraine, but only from safe distances, avoiding deep penetration of air defense. This caution suggests that even Russia knows the Felon's stealth might not be enough to survive modern SAMs.
The machine is only as good as the pilot. U.S. training hours and standards remain the global benchmark.
Ergonomics matter. The Raptor reduces pilot workload, allowing them to focus on tactics rather than flying.
The Su-57 claims to use AI to assist the pilot, automating complex maneuvers during combat.
Both jets face the threat of low-frequency radar, which can detect stealth aircraft, but cannot guide missiles.
Detection is not enough. You must track and lock on. The F-22 breaks this chain, the Su-57 struggles to hide from it.
Even the landing gear doors have saw-toothed edges to scatter radar. Nothing is accidental.
The Su-57 uses optical camouflage to distort its shape against the sky, a visual trick for close-range fights.
The F-22 was so advanced, U.S. law banned its export. The Su-57 is for sale, but buyers are hesitant. The F-22 is aging, paving the way for 6th-gen fighters, but it remains the bar by which all others are measured.
Perfection is required for stealth. The slightest asymmetry can increase the radar return tenfold. In the end, speed and physics apply to both, but one slices through the air silently, the other roars.
The Su-57 carries a huge fuel load for long patrols across Russia's vast borders without needing external tanks.
Engineering is the art of compromise. The US chose invisibility. Russia chose super-maneuverability.
In pure stealth, the F-22 Raptor is the undisputed king, a true ghost in the machine. In pure agility, the Su-57 Felon is a master of the sky, capable of moves that defy aerodynamics.
But in modern war, if you can't be seen, you can't be killed. The first shot usually determines the victor.
The Raptor defined a generation and changed warfare forever, setting a standard the world is still chasing.
The Felon is a formidable challenger, a dangerous brawler that demands respect, even if it lacks true invisibility.
Two different philosophies, born from two different superpowers, patrolling the same sky. Technology is the tool, but the human spirit inside the machine remains the final variable. As night falls, the Raptor remains a predator in the dark, silent and unseen. The Felon roars against the thunder, a symbol of raw power and defiance.
The F-22 is the sniper. The Su-57 is the knife fighter. In the battle for the sky, I know which one I'd want to be flying.